I want to talk about the importance of self-reflection, right? You guys might notice that I have a different camera. I'm simply just using my iPhone, and I think it definitely looks better. So I think I'm going to keep definitely using this. Now, I want to go ahead and talk about. I wrote some self-reflections on November 9th when I was at my good friend Owen's cottage, and I think these are very important. So I kind of wanted to read out loud the reflections that I came to. And I want this to kind of open your mind as to what I think you should be asking yourself, guys. All guys and girls who are on a self-improvement journey, who are looking to make money, who are looking to change their lives, their families' lives, right, the lives of their friends. They're not in the place where they want to be, but they're struggling with self-sabotage. They're struggling with thoughts. They're struggling with lack of skill, lack of money, all this stuff. And you're in this weird spot, you want to be somewhere else, you don't know how to get there maybe, or you know what you have to do, but you're stopping yourself. So for those kinds of people, you might be in that big group. Let's quickly read. So I started off my self-reflection after writing out 10 of my goals. I'm not going to necessarily read those out for you guys, but maybe in a different video. I started off by saying, what do I love the most? All right, I want you guys to ask yourself the exact same question right now. What do I love the most? I said experiences with people I love, right? I think that is truly what I love the most. I think of everything, when it comes to money, like one of the reasons I think money and all this stuff I want is I want to have really good experiences with, a wife or a girlfriend. I want to have great experience with my mom and my sisters. I want to have amazing experiences with my sales guys that work right by my side, my leaders. I want to be a leader in the future and have, different reps under me. I want to be I want to have great experiences in my life. I want to live for those emotions and those feelings. Now, then I asked myself, why do I want money? And I said, freedom, one word, freedom. Then I said, why do I self-sabotage? And I said, I think deep down, I feel the scary burden of my goals and how far I am away from them. And to make myself feel better, I seek instant gratifications. And I think that's very valid. I think that self-sabotage is something that we do to make ourselves feel better. Like at the very, I think the foundation of it, like you're not doing self-sabotage on purpose to try and make yourself feel worse. In the moment, whatever the self-sabotage is, right, you usually feel better, right? And actually, my next question is, it leads to this. So I said, why don't I do things? Or no, I said, how do I know it's self-sabotage? I think it's a very important question. Right? How do I know these things that I call self-sabotage is truly self-sabotage? And I said, I know self-sabotage because it moves me further away from my goals. These actions have a net negative on my life. All things have a trade-off, but self-sabotage is the most lopsided trade-off between cost and benefit. Examples are TikTok, junk food, porn, arguments, self-pity, laziness. Right? Think of it, for example, junk food. Right, the cost to the trade-off, right? The cost is, extremely, extremely low, right? And in the moment you feel amazing, right? It's an extremely low cost, but why does it cost so little? Why is it so cheap? Why is it so instant, right? It's because the trade-off is further down the line, you feel awful, and it really affects your health. Same with arguments, right? The cost to get into an argument is nothing. It's instant once again. It's very easy. And you get that instant gratification of proving to be, yourself right. Your ego is there fighting and proving itself. But what is the trade-off, right? It's the degradation of a relationship, Same with TikTok. Like the cost is once again virtually nothing, right? But the trade-off is massive, right? I guess you can even look at it in the reverse, right? The benefit is so small, the cost is really high, right? But it's long term. In the one moment, the cost is very low. In the long term, the cost is very high. So we'll continue. Why don't I do the things I set out to do? Right? Ask yourself this question. Why don't you do the things that you set out to do? Right? The goals that you have, the things you know you have to do, why don't you do them? I said, I think I often feel like the feeling of appearing to myself as busy or as productive or organized, right? When push comes to shove, I procrastinate and convince myself that the action can wait because what I'm doing now is more important. I simply just need to be more conscious of this. And then I need to do the right thing, and then doing the right thing will be easy. So it's a case where, the reason I don't do the things that I want to do is because I convince myself in the moment. I have an inner dialogue and I tell myself that whatever I'm doing right now, right, is more important than something else, right? And actually, this doesn't mean that you're scrolling through TikTok and you convince yourself that TikTok is more important than doing the laundry. What it means is you might be, for example, reading a book, and you convince yourself that reading the book is more important than doing the laundry. See, like, those are two important things you should do, but now it comes down to prioritization. And I think that a lot of us, we aren't getting to our goals as fast because we can't prioritize properly. It's not a case that we're just spending 8 hours a day on TikTok. A lot of you probably don't have that problem, right? But I think the problem is we're not able to prioritize. We do something of lesser importance instead of what's, of the most importance, because that number one importance thing is more painful. It takes more effort, energy, and maybe longer, maybe more time, right? There's a higher cost to it. I ask myself, what am I so scared of on sales days? Or why do I get so down some days? This is where I had the major revelation, and I had a video talking about this. I said, I'm simply too attached to people's opinions, my results, the sales, where I'm headed, etc. I need to just learn to let go. I must practice the art of letting go. Let go. I really let go. If you know that at the end of the day, the reason you had an awful day, the reason you feel down on yourself, the reason you're not happy is because you're so attached to getting that result, I think you're better off letting go of that result, right? Because no matter what, end of the day, if you didn't get it, if you didn't get the result, you may as well just say, I don't care, right? At least then you'll feel better, right? You can get at least a small win that way. But if you don't get the result and you feel awful about it, well, that's two losses right there, right? And what often happens, I have a video talking about it, but when you don't care, when you're detached, you perform better. You're more likely to get the result, right? Because you're not stressing yourself out about it. The last question I asked myself, I believe, what should I make more time for? And I love this answer, right? And I think you should ask yourself right now, what should I make more time for? I said, in order, God, nature, friends and family, reading, and sketching. And that is it. That is from November 9th at Bob Cajun, Ontario. All right, I think the main takeaway from reading my reflections is that I think all of you guys should self-reflect. Right now it is currently 4 p.m. on November the 30th. It's about to be December. I'm not eating. The last time I ate was around 9 a.m., 10 a.m. And until Monday, I believe around 8 a.m., 7 a.m. when I leave and go to work, that's what I'm going to eat next. So I'm going to fast for the rest of today and then all of Sunday. And the reason why is because tomorrow I'm going to be spending time in nature. I'm going to be spending time with God. I'm going to be doing more self-reflection, really getting to know myself, because I remember a mentor of mine, Dylan, told me that the best way to go ahead and do better in sales is self-improvement. It is actually to level yourself up as a person. And the reason why I believe is because your conviction goes up. You mean what you say. You have an energy on the calls. People genuinely can feel that when you're speaking with them, right? You do what you say you do, right? You mean what you say you mean, right? That's what's important. I think all of you guys should really self-reflect and get to know yourselves, because you take yourself everywhere. You carry yourself around everywhere, right? So self-reflection and being able to ask yourself deep questions, it's done best with no music, is done best with no distractions, no other people, right? It's done best in complete solitude, in nature, in fresh air, right? I think early in the morning, maybe late at night, or middle of the day where you have the time. I think that's the best time to do it. Last weekend, I know on Sunday, I spent about 3 hours in nature in the park. I was reading Reality Transurfing for over an hour, and then after that, I went ahead and I meditated for half an hour. I closed my eyes, I had my big headphones on, I was listening to a guided meditation, and 30 minutes later, I opened my eyes, and I almost had like this little panic attack, and my heart started beating like crazy, because I was like, I almost forgot the real world existed. I was in my inner world. I was manifesting. I was, really grateful for my future, and I was envisioning it as my present. I was doing all these amazing things, and I think it's super important to go ahead and ground yourself and do things like this, right? And although I didn't perform the way I wanted to this week in sales, I'll be honest with you guys, I can say that, right? I went ahead and I genuinely, right? I genuinely think I didn't get the results I wanted, but I was detached, and I think I had a great week. I think I had great conversations. I did almost the best I could on most of the calls, and that's the one thing I'm most happy about, right? That's it. I know I've gone on for a long time, but guys, those are the most important things that I think I can bring up and mention, right? Ask yourself a couple of these important questions that I mentioned today. I'll leave them down in the description so you can ask yourself, right? The truth is that asking yourself these questions is super damn important, right? And that's it. Guys, appreciate you for watching. If you like the new camera, if you like me using my iPhone, let me know. I'll make more videos with it. If you learned something, if you got value from it, if you simply just enjoyed and you had popcorn while watching this or whatever, go ahead and subscribe down below, because I'm going to be making more videos. I have a lot more videos on my channel that I've posted. Not a lot more, but a couple more. Like for sure. Comment down what you want to see, or if you have any questions. If you just want to leave some love. If you didn't like it for some reason, leave a dislike. I want to know. And last but not least, follow my Instagram, my TikTok down below. And yeah, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Once again, thanks for watching. And that's it, guys. Let's have a great rest of our weekend. All right, bye-bye.